AITA for telling my wife to stop crying about missing out on our daughter's wedding. So my wife, 53F, and I, 55M, have 3 kids, Brett, 27M, Amy, 25F, and Lynn, 24F. First off, I love all of them, but man, no kid has given me a bigger headache than Lynn. She's our wild child, the one who's always taken her own path in life. Let me explain what I mean by that. Lynn has always been ahead of her peers academically. Graduated from college at 16. Yeah, you heard that right. A full-fledged college degree in hand, while most kids her age were still worried about prom dates. Once she turned 18, she packed up her things, moved down to Louisiana, and kept working on her degrees. She's insanely smart, incredibly independent, and stubborn as all hell. She's the kid who does things her way, or not at all. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of her. She's done incredibly well for herself, has a solid job, owns her own house, and lives a nice life down there. But let me tell you, she's definitely the least traditional out of our 3 kids. She's got tattoos all over her body, piercings in places I didn't even know could be pierced, and her hair is always in some wild color. Think bright blue, pink, neon green, you name it. She's a free spirit, through and through, and that's just who she is. Now, Lynn met Brad, 27M, her now husband, shortly after she moved to Louisiana. Brad's a good kid too, covered in just as much ink and piercings as Lynn, but he's always been good to her. I've got a soft spot for him because, frankly, he's been by her side through everything. He's got her back, and as a dad, that's all I can really ask for. So, fast forward a few years, and they get engaged. My wife, oh my God, she was over the moon when she heard the news. She immediately went into wedding mode and started talking about flowers, dresses, cakes, all that stuff moms dream about when their daughters get married. But here's the thing, Lynn and Brad, they're not about that life. They flat out told us from the beginning that they didn't want a traditional wedding. They wanted something small and simple. Basically, just a chill party with close family and friends to celebrate their marriage. My wife wasn't having it though. She kept pushing and pushing for a full-blown wedding, even though Lynn had made it clear she didn't want one. Eventually, Lynn caved, probably just to get her off her back, and they started planning a wedding. But here's where things went south. Not even a week into wedding planning, Lynn and my wife got into a huge argument over something trivial like floral arrangements. I wasn't even surprised. Like I said, Lynn's not the type to care about that kind of stuff. Well, after that fight, Lynn packed her bags, flew back home to Louisiana, and basically said screw it. A few days later, she and Brad announced they had eloped. Yep, that's right. No big wedding. No fancy ceremony. They just went off, got married, and that was that. They also let us know they were planning a small, intimate get-together in New Orleans around Halloween to celebrate. Now, I was fine with it. Honestly, I was just happy she told us they eloped. But my wife? Oh, she lost it. She was heartbroken, furious, and everything in between. She and Lynn got into another massive argument over the phone, and now they're not even speaking to each other. Here's where things get tough for me. My wife has been crying about this nonstop ever since. She keeps saying how she missed out on our daughter's special day and how she feels like she didn't get to be a part of it. And I get it. I do. Moms dream about their daughters' weddings. But Lynn had made it clear from the start that she didn't want a wedding. My wife pushed her into it, and then it all blew up. After weeks of listening to her cry and go on about it, I finally snapped. Maybe I was too harsh, I don't know, but I couldn't take it anymore. I told her, "Why are you even surprised? Lynn didn't want a wedding in the first place. She's always been the least traditional of our kids. I'm just glad she told us she eloped. You need to stop crying over this and wait for Brett or Amy to get married, because they're the ones who will actually want that big wedding you're dreaming of." Well, that didn't go over too well. She called me some names I won't repeat here and has been giving me the cold shoulder ever since. Now I'm sitting here wondering, am I the asshole? I know I was blunt, but I feel like someone needed to say it. I love my wife, but she was trying to force Lynn into something that was never going to make her happy. And for what? Just so she could have her dream wedding for her daughter? It's not about what she wants. It's about what Lynn and Brad wanted for their big day, and they got exactly that. I get it. Weddings are emotional, and my wife had probably imagined that day for years. But that's the thing. It was her imagination. Lynn has never been the kind of kid who followed the traditional path, and she made that clear when it came to her wedding. The worst part is, now Lynn and my wife aren't even talking. They used to be so close, and now there's this huge rift between them. My wife keeps saying how she just wanted to be involved, but I think that's where she messed up. She was involved, she got to help with planning until she pushed too far. And now it's all blown up. I haven't even told you the half of it. Lynn is so different from my other kids in so many ways. She's a nurse by trade, but on the side, she does hair. And not just any hair, we're talking wild, creative hairstyles that you'd never see in a traditional salon. And get this, she's also a practicing witch. Yeah, a witch. She's got her altar, her crystals, her spell books, the whole 9 yards. Honestly, I don't even understand half of what she's into, but it works for her. She's happy. And at the end of the day, isn't that what matters? Look, I don't want to be the bad guy here, I love my wife, but I feel like she's missing the point. It wasn't her wedding, it was Lynn's. And Lynn did it her way, just like she's always done things. Part of me wonders if I should apologize for being so blunt, but another part of me feels like I was just standing up for our daughter. So, Reddit, AITA? Should I apologize and try to smooth things over? Or was I right to call it like I saw it?